definitely a game that these two teams are going to want to win head-to-head as we head into February and mid-March.
And we are underway. The Boilermakers are going to have the first chance of this ball game. Janae Terry with it, working on Jakia Brown-Turner. Terry trying to create some room. Trying to find Ellis, she will. Ellis did most of the damage against Iowa. Now she's going to pass it. Did she step out? Yes. Maryland's defense forcing a turnover on their first possession. Maryland's defense has been pretty good this year, and when you have players like Bree McDaniel in the starting lineup, you're certainly going to get a lot of production on that side of the ball.
Absolutely. This team forces 17 turnovers a game.
A whistle there. It's going to go against Maryland. An offensive foul, I believe, on Alexander there in the paint. So 2 empty trips, 1 for each side. That's how we start things off. Again, this game was supposed to be played last Saturday, but a leak in the roof moved it here to today, the blackout game. A lot of fans following that rule. There is a pass inside to Stevenson. Stevenson looking for anybody open. She'd be hard-pressed to find somebody. She'll get into Ellis, though. Ellis going to flip it out to Terry. And another whistle. And another unforced error there by Purdue. Gives Maryland the ball.
It's very clear for both sides that this is going to be very tight defense played for both. It's going to have to force up some shots late in the shot clock. And great defense, especially from Brene Alexander right there in the paint, working on Stevenson.
So here is Cheyenne Zeller. She's sitting at 988 career points. Trying to cut into that. She'll miss it, get it back though. Passed out. Here is a 3 from McDaniel. No dice. Out of bounds. Nobody picked up the board, so it's going to be Purdue basketball.
Talk about a player that's come into her own this season. How about Bree McDaniel? Had a career-high 20 points in this road stretch for Maryland, and she's averaging just under 12 on the season.
So Terry, the primary ball handler right now. You'll see her and Ellis kind of switching on and off today. This is Terry. Kicked it, gets it back though. Good defense here from Maryland still. Stevenson putting it up and in over Brown-Turner. The first bucket of the game after almost 2 minutes scoreless. Now Brown-Turner an answer. Yes! A triple for her, and it's 3-2. So nothing on offense. Then we've got both teams cracking the code. Here's Terry. Pass inside here for Layden. Kicks it out. Here's Terry. One step into the arc. Here's Harper inside. Jump ball is going to go Maryland's way.
And this Maryland defense has just been outstanding over the first 3 or 4 possessions of this game. Ali Kubek getting in there, working on Caitlin Harper. And that's experience on experience right there. Harper in her 6th season, and Kubek for Maryland in her redshirt junior year.
Sellers is going to give this in to Kubek. Lost the ball, out of bounds it goes, and Purdue is going to take over. So, got 2 teams coming into this one. Purdue looking for their 10th win, and Maryland already there. Not necessarily the starts that these 2 teams had envisioned coming in, but a big opportunity here today. This is Ellis, lost the ball, gets it back for a second. She's going to try a long 2 and hit it. 1 step in from the arc, and she will give Purdue their 2nd lead of this game. This is Sellers. Working inside, the pass is going to be deflected there by Terry. Here comes Ellis the other way. Ellis pass out to Terry. Switching it over to the corner, this is Layden. Stevenson jumper, no good. Missing there on that side of the rim. Bouncing out and into the arms of Seller. Here's McDaniel. Alexander, no. She's 1-3 away from tying the Maryland record. But a turnover there is going to give the ball back to Layden. Layden popping and scoring. 4-0 run for Purdue. sees them take their largest lead of this game at 6-3.
Purdue's created a lot of shots early in the shot clock. They've put the ball around the key, but working together real well.
So foul there on Purdue. Going to have the first free throws of this game.
Taking another look, McDaniel on the drive, working on Terry, one of the better defenders in all of the Big Ten, in the nation, able to draw the foul.
So will be Bree McDaniel headed to the charity stripe. Maryland coming into this one 10-5, and she will knock that down. 6-4. Purdue at 9-6, and again, with the Big Ten, you could argue as deep as it's ever been this year on the women's side. Every game so important. McDaniel knocking them both down. Purdue is actually the only team to win a national championship as a member of the Big Ten, something I was very close to doing last year. As there's a turnover. McDaniel forced it, now she's got it. She's gonna put it up, and she can't knock it down. An offensive foul on Maryland there is gonna give it right back to Purdue. Of course, Maryland does have a national championship. They won it as a member of the ACC.
And that's the goal for both these teams. Purdue to get back to that national championship and get a second title. Maryland trying to get back there as a member of the Big Ten, but of course Iowa stands in the way.
Ellis knocks down the jumper from the charity stripe. Now Sellers is going to bring it back. She'll give it off to Massonis. Massonis to McDaniel. Here's Brown Turner. Back to McDaniel. Inside from Massonis, switching it over. Here's Sellers, a three. No good. Rebounded, though, by Brown Turner. Offensive board so important in this game. Here is Sellers. This time she's going to drive. Pass it to Massonis, who will not miss from there.
Maryland has had a couple of missed shots that didn't go their way in the first 5 minutes, but good poise right there by Brown Turner on the offensive board, able to swing it back out to Massonis, and good ball movement between Massonis and Sellers to result in that bucket.
This is Terry. Sellers trying to draw her away from the arc. Here is Harper. Pass to Layden. She'll try a jumper. No good, but rebounded there by Terry. Pass inside. Here comes Harper. Shot out of a cannon to the hoop. Lead is back up to 3. Here's number 3 for Maryland, Briggs. She'll pass it out. Brown Turner wide open. Why not? She hits another, and we're tied. That's her second of this game, and it's 10-10. Here's number 10, Terry. She'll take one step in, try to get it through Briggs. She can't. Briggs coming back from injury. Boy, is she an important player for Maryland. Here's Sellers. No good, rimming out. Touched every part of the rim except for the net.
And she's still waiting on her first point. She definitely knows she's only the 12 away from 1,000.
Stevenson knocking down the jumper. Boy, does Purdue like that shot. McDaniel wasted no time. She's going to go all the way, miss it. Briggs gets it back. She's fouled. So that's how we've gotten to 12-9 now instead of 12-10. So Briggs, the best she can do here is make this a one-point ball game.
Put it back to 12-10 right there.
Well, now it's right. Briggs, both of them. And again, she was such a big loss to this Maryland team in the earlier portion of this season.
Yeah, absolutely. She really was that glue in the first couple weeks, and then she goes down. McDaniel comes in and comes into her own. So Briggs doesn't have that starting spot, but this is now the role she had a majority of the season last year, being that 6 or 7 woman off the bench.
Here's another jumper from Purdue. That one missing there by Jones. Here comes Sellers. Sellers, nice dish there. McDaniel putting it up. Nope. But how about the fight there from McDaniel? I know the foul was called, but never giving up on a play.
Yeah, that's one of the better aspects of her game. She's going to go pedal to the metal. She's never going to give up on a play. Even if she misses the shot, she's going to be the most aggressive person on the court trying to get that rebound.
So it will be Jones now running show here for Purdue. She'll give it over to Layden. Back over to Jones. Show to Jones out of South Bend, Indiana. So many Indiana natives, which is to come as no surprise on this Purdue team. This is Jones. She'll take one step in. Now pass it over to Ellis. Ellis thought about the three. Now she'll give it back to Jones. Jones going to try a long two. No good. She gets her own rebound. Pump faked and passes it over to Layden. Here's Ellis. Double teamed. Jones is open, and she can't hit the three. Good ball movement there by Purdue, but they come up empty. Here's Masonis trying to pass it inside. That ball bouncing around and into the arms of Layden. Here comes Smith. Oh, what a pass there to Ellis, who cannot convert. Here's the home run ball, and Briggs can't get to it. Sellers a little bit over-eager there. As you can see, a lot of turnovers early in this one.
That was a big problem for Purdue in the matchup last year. 22 turnovers in that game, and so far the teams have just been trading turnovers, but then when one gets a bucket, another gets a bucket. So it's been very even over the first 8 minutes.
So again, Purdue, a tournament team last year, they made the first four. Maryland made it all the way to the Elite Eight. The travel there is going to give the Terps back the basketball. But again, 10-5, 9-6, not really where these two teams thought that they would be at right now. Now, Maryland, in their defense, they are playing what has been ruled as the third hardest schedule in all of women's college basketball this year. And it doesn't get any easier in Big Ten play. McDaniel fouled. She's going to head to the line.
Yeah, Maryland's still got Ohio State, Indiana, Iowa, all those games at home, though, in the next coming weeks. So that makes this game even more crucial for Maryland and even for Purdue as well.
And as you look around Xfinity Center right now, there's a lot of people considering this game was supposed to happen over a week ago. They had to last second reschedule it as the teams were warming up, and a great turnout here for the Terps as McDaniel will knock down the first. This is a pretty solid fan base for a pretty solid program. They sold out a game for the fourth time in this building this year. Iowa. That one's been sold out for feels like months now as McDaniel is going to give Maryland back the lead.
It speaks volumes about this fan base that 8 days after the game was originally supposed to be played, the fans showed out again in droves and are giving this Maryland team a great turnout.
They've shown up. They're wearing black. It's, again, the annual blackout game. Maryland's jerseys reflect that. This is Jones. She'll give it over to Layden. Back to Jones. To the corner here is Smith. Jones taking a step in. Off to Stevenson. Back to Smith. Not much time left. Terry's going to have to put it up, and she puts it in. Last gasp there on the shot clock. It falls. Here's Brown Turner. She's hit a three and a long two today. Briggs is going to try a three. No good. Front rim there, denying her. And Layden will bring it the other way. The home run pass, and how about the deflection there? Brene Alexander looking like a cornerback.
Absolutely. And the Alexander right there, a big leap, like a gazelle going into the air and getting that one out of bounds. And looking at Terry right there, you saw the bucket on the last possession. She's been dominant over the last 3 games for Purdue, averaging 10, 7, and 6 over that 3-game stretch.
There's an interception, McDaniel, all the way to the hoop. And right now, the way that Maryland's playing, I think they know that NFL playoff game, that got moved. They're filling in the blank.
This is the primetime slot here on Big Ten Plus.
That's a jumper there, missing short there by Jones. Here comes Brown Turner. Brown Turner all the way. She puts it down and one. A chance to add to her already impressive total. Jakia Brown Turner's going to head to the line. The harm and another shot coming up.
We've seen her take a couple of shots from three-point land so far, which goes right to the rack right there, and another chance for a three-point play.
She's made every shot she's taken. Only a 17% three-point shooter on the year. As she knocks that down, she is a 76% free throw shooter, however, and that's on full display.
It's one of Maryland's strong shoots, free throw shooting. Number 9 in the country and leading the conference in free throws made.
Terry to the corner to Smith, giving it off. Here's Stevenson bouncing out. And here comes Maryland the other way. Shot clock is dark. The Terps can hold it. It's McDaniel with the ball. She's working on Ellis. McDaniel dancing around. She's going to try a step back and hit it. Purdue's got to hurry here. This is Terry down the sideline. She's going to try to take it herself. She's fouled, and she gets the bucket. An and one with 2 seconds to go in the first. And that's a huge momentum shifter.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Maryland was going to run down more of that time. Usually we've seen this year with the Terps that they like to take the clock all the way down and take the last shot. McDaniel's feeling confident, and then Terry responds with a confident bucket of her own.
This could be a big-time free throw. She hits it with only 6 seconds left, Nate. She took the ball. McDaniel, half-court heave, almost hit it.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Purdue again, inching closer and closer. This is Massonis, thought about the quick shot. She'll give it off to Brown Turner, 7 for 7.
It's too easy for her right now. She's having her way. She's always open inside, and she's also shown she can take those long shots from the left side.
Here is Ellis, pass to Smith. Smith, loose ball. Swanson gets it back, though. She tries to get to the hoop. I think that's going to be out of bounds on her. Brenda Freeze certainly liking that. Again, the effort on defense for Maryland. That is certainly one thing I think that has increased from last year.
And it's increased throughout this game. I mean, start to finish, there you see the 12 turnovers for Purdue turning into 13 points for Maryland. And see if they can add on to that.
Massonis to Sellers, 4 points away. Cheyenne Sellers starting to get going. Brown Turner, jump ball forced there. It's going to go Maryland's way. How about Jakia Brown Turner so far? My goodness.
It's been her game. And whether it's been scoring the basketball, getting the rebounds, she's got 6 of them now, forcing the change in possession right there.
So Cheyenne Sellers going to bring it across midcourt. Trying to add to Maryland's lead. Here's Kubek. Long two, bouncing around and out. Fight for the board. Massonis gets it. She tries to pass it out, but I think she's fouled before she can get that pass off.
And the big reason why Maryland's been so efficient in this first half, offensive rebounds in comparison to Purdue, only 2 for the Boilermakers, 6 for Maryland, including the one we just saw from Massonis.
Here's Sellers. She's going to take it from midcourt. Passed over to the corner, McDaniel, and she couldn't find Kubek there. Ellis down the court, giving it off to Smith, who loses it out of bounds. If you're Purdue, you just can't really have many more of these empty possessions in a row. Maryland is hot. 9 of their last 10 from the field. Purdue, 3 turnovers in the last minute and a half.
You can sense the frustration on the court among the Purdue players. Just can't hold on to the basketball right now.
That's an offensive foul, though, on Maryland. And even though that basket went down, it will not count. Faith Massonis booked there. So the Boilermakers, they were down just 3 after 1, and now they find themselves down by 15 points. This is Terry. Over to Ellis. Can she get this offense going? Here's Smith. There's a dish inside. Harper trying to work around. She can't hit it. Emily Fisher there with a big-time board. Here comes Sellers. Tried to give it over to Kubek, who somehow kept it in. Over to the corner. McDaniel thought about it. She's going to step back to it. She cannot hit it, though. Into the arms of Terry. Terry gets it up to Ellis. Ellis all the way to the rack. She will score. A lot of contact there, but no foul called. Here's Faith Missonis at the other end. She loses it. She's fouled. Pass inside. And a lot of contact there. Sellers goes down. Didn't recognize her there without the goggles for a second, but she gets back to her feet. This is Terry. Step inside. Passing it over to the corner. Here's the three. Bouncing out. McDaniel right there. Pass inside to Brown Turner. She has not missed yet today. She will pass it out. Here's a long two. No good. Foul there. I think that's on Purdue. I think they're going to get laid in there for going up with McDaniel. McDaniel seems to be an expert, Nate, at drawing contact on both ends. And this time she's going to give Maryland another possession. And actually, she's going to head to the line.
And that's one of the benefits of being a very physical player like McDaniel. You're going to get fouls drawn against you, and then you can also see the other side with you getting called for a ton of fouls. But McDaniel's been disciplined today. Only one foul to her name so far.
So McDaniel to the line. She's been good so far. 8 points. Make that 9. As the lead gets back up to 14. That's head coach Katie Geralds, who's done a good job recently with this Purdue program. As that one swirling around and up.
And you take a look, Layden now with her third personal. That's something to keep in mind. Her sister, McKenna's in the game, number 11, with the ball right there.
This is Ellis. Giving it off to Layden. Layden is fouled. So Maryland's done a good job of avoiding the fouls. That's just their third here in this quarter, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been a very clean first half for Maryland with shooting the basketball, avoiding contact. Other than the first 5 minutes when there was a couple turnovers for the Terps, this has been a pretty perfect first half.
Here's Ellis. She'll put one up and miss it short. McDaniel going to take it the other way. She's going to take it herself, and she cannot get the jumper to go. Terry almost lost the rebound, but she finally gets control. Terry trying to pass it over. That was a heck of a pass. It's going to stay with Purdue. I don't know how she saw Ellis there.
That was like a quarterback seeing behind a coverage.
Because I couldn't see Ellis from sitting here. She's, again, just 5'6", and she's somebody you need to get the ball to. She is a heck of a player. Led the way against Iowa. She's got the ball in her hands right now. She'll give it off to Layden. Here's a triple, yes. Not much arc on that shot. That's certainly interesting to watch. I love an interesting form from deep, especially one that works. And boy, does that go for her. And McDaniel wasn't paying attention, but the ref was in the way, and Terry lost the ball.
Seen a couple funky sequences in this game, and that's another one of them.
That's a free pass there for Bree McDaniel. It looked like that ball was, again, Terry was trying for 2 seconds to try to get it. Are the refs going to talk about this and say that the ref was in the way? They're going to give this to Purdue? No, they're going to keep it with Maryland. But McDaniel's certainly going to be a little bit more locked in now, I think. She's got 2 Purdue defenders on her as Ellis steps up. Here's a pass inside. Nelson is going to get it to go with a jumper in the paint. Final 50 seconds here in this first half. 13-point ball game. Terry with it in her hands. She'll give it over to Layden, pass inside. No good there. Harper missing, and now the shot clock turned off.
Remember, Maryland didn't use all the time in the first quarter.
And it cost them 3 points.
It cost them 3 points. So let's see if McDaniel runs this all the way down to 2 seconds.
Well, Terry has been defending her excellent this entire quarter. McDaniel going to take it herself. It's going to be an offensive foul, no basket. So it's going to stay 44-31. It's going to be Purdue ball. What did you see there, Nate?
I think it was with that left shoulder, if we could re-rack that and get another look. It looked like she popped that left shoulder into Terry's chest. And this is big for Purdue. Now they could make this a 10-point game again with a 3.
Well, Terry did it at the buzzer in the first quarter. Can she do it again? She's running out of time. Giving it off to Stevenson, who didn't take a shot. And that is how the first half will end.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Ellis, she's got 7 seconds to work with. Here's Terry. Terry with just 3. Oh, what a find underneath, but Layden didn't see the shot clock. She put that up, misses everything, doesn't matter. That's a great defensive stop there from Maryland.
And take a guess who was involved in that defensive stand. It was Jakia Brown-Turner, and she's played just outstanding basketball here today. And let's see if Maryland can respond and get up to 50 here on this possession.
Daniel over to Brown-Turner. Brown-Turner is 8 of 9 today. She's going to get it out. McDaniel putting it up and down. Bree McDaniel on the assist from Brown-Turner. And the Terps are back up by 10. Here's Terry, the other end. This is Layden. Nifty move inside. That gets a friendly bounce and falls down. Looks like the Terps ironing up their defense on her around the perimeter. One of the best three-point shooters in the country. That's an offensive foul against Maryland.
That's the thing about Layden's game, though. If you prevent the 3, she's going to go right in and take that mid-range 2. But back to McDaniel, right wing, 3, rattles home. And she's been taking more and more shots as the season's progressed. She's taken the most shots out of any Maryland player today with 11 and hit 4 of them.
Terry over to Ellis. Gets some room. No good. She hasn't been able to get going so far. And with her, she's the type of player, Nate, that kind of feels like it's only a matter of time. Here's Sellers. Spinning around, passing it out. McDaniel loading it up again and hitting. Bree McDaniel. Another three-pointer. And it's an 11-point lead. What an assist, by the way, there by Sellers, who's now over 300 in her career. Congrats to her. Still looking for her 1,000th point, though. She's 4 away. Ellis to Layden. Pass inside. McDaniel got a piece of it. That's not enough. Stevenson. It gets stuck. Where's Boban with the broom when you need him?
And it looks like this team's on pace to make another postseason run here in 2024.
Well, again, you don't want to fall to 9 and 7. This is a game Purdue really wants. Sellers up and in. She's now 2 points away from 1,000. This is Layden over to Terry across the timeline. Purdue finding themselves back down by 13. Remember, they made a run at it earlier on, but Maryland starting to heat back up. Layden cannot get it to go. It's still loose. And picked up by Terry. She'll kick it out. Here's Layden. Yes! From 3. She doesn't miss those. I mean, she is nearly automatic. Brown-Turner. Here's Alexander. Yup. Nothing but net for her.
Trading three-point buckets of these teams right now. This is going to be a high-scoring game when it's all said and done. And Purdue 6 of 10 from 3, and Layden's got 3 of those.
I think that Layden from deep would be a big part of a Purdue comeback. They currently trail by 13. Ellis spinning around and missing it short. Loose ball. Alexander bodying Ellis out of the way. Here is Sellers. Over to McDaniel. That's a travel. So sub is going to come in here for the Boilermakers. That is Jayla Smith. That will see Ellis go out. Faith Masonis into the game here for Maryland. She will replace Jakia Brown-Turner. Brown-Turner with 18. McDaniel not too far off with 17 of her own. 2:45 to go in this third quarter. This is Layden beyond the arc. Working her way inside. She's going to put that up. No good. Lavender Briggs giving it off. McDaniel again. Yes, sir. Bree McDaniel. She's got 20. And Maryland's lead continues to rise.
Maryland 6 of its last 8 from field goal range on a 6-0 run. Purdue's got to respond on this possession.
Well, here's Layden. She'll give it inside. Stevenson. No good. Terry lost it into the arms of Smith. Now Terry, no good. Bricking that one. Stevenson gets it. Nice find there. And Harper, it's a much-needed bucket. McDaniel up to Alexander, faking and scoring. Bree to Bree. She makes it look so easy there in the paint. Terry dancing around, throwing that one out of play. She tried to find Layden, could not connect. So it will be Maryland ball, and Maryland starting to run away with it here. Purdue needs some stops and some buckets.
And you got to stop McDaniel, who's got the ball right now, taking it up midcourt, up to 20 points. Also got 3 rebounds and 3 assists to her name today.
Briggs to Alexander. Driving, going up. And that's going to go out of play off of Bree Alexander, who is incredulous.
You can hear
We've got a few thousand refs that disagree with that call.
You can hear the fans in disarray as we take a second look at it. Go left.
Did it hit her on the way down? Tough to tell, but it's Purdue basketball. Here's Terry. Quick step, Terry. Tough shot, doesn't go. Lavender Briggs will come down with it. So this game is as close as 5 points here in the second half. McDaniel, nice dish. And how about Emily Fisher contributing there? Lead up to 18.
Fisher's seen her role decline with Lavender Briggs coming back, only playing 12 minutes in the last 3 games. She's gotten a couple chances here so far in this game, makes the most of it on that last possession.
Maryland's made their last 8 shots. That's inside, and Harper doesn't miss from there. 66-50. 4-game difference between shot and game, and McDaniel's got it in her hands. Leading all scorers with 20 points. 3 of 5 from deep is Bree McDaniel, and she's not in any rush. McDaniel dancing around. She's got 5 seconds, pass inside. Lavender Briggs knocks it down. The short jumper. Nobody was there for Purdue to inbound that. Now Terry, long shot, no good, off the glass and out. And Maryland leads by 18 heading into the final frame. Wow, what a statement there from Maryland. Pass inside, it's Harper again, and she scores again. I'll tell you what, Harper's been really impressive in the paint so far. She has done a lot, hasn't missed pretty much anything. She's got 10 points. This is Briggs. Maryland is up by 16. This is Fisher. Passing it out to Briggs. She'll try a 3, no good. Loose ball, fight for it. Jump is going to be called. That's going to go the Boilermakers' way. So 9:19 to go And if you're Purdue down by 16, I don't think you can afford many empty possessions here in this fourth quarter.
Absolutely not, but the thing is that they're going to have to take these three-point shots. Layden, we've seen take a bunch. Caitlin Harper's just one away from 100 in her career. We've seen her be pivotal in the paint.
McDaniel again. Bree for 3. Gonna start to get tired saying it if she keeps on hitting. 4 for 6, and she's got 23 points.
New career high for her.
She's been incredible. Here's Layden. The response, it doesn't go. And here comes McDaniel. There are a few players in the Big Ten, especially those under the radar, is fun to watch. Is Bree McDaniel. She draws contact. She gets fancy around the rim, and she knocks them down from way downtown. As turnover there is going to give it back to Purdue.
When you look at McDaniel as a whole, it's really hard to find a weak spot in her game.
That's Stevenson missing a 2, and Kubek collecting the board. Here's McDaniel again. She'll give it off to Alexander. She can shoot it too. Jakia Brown-Turner ready to check in. Kubek switching it over. Alexander is open. Back rim. This is Layden. Back to Terry. She'll give it out. There's a 3 from Harper, missing it short. Here comes Maryland back the other way with McDaniel. This is Emily Fisher switching it over. Kubek to the corner. This is Briggs. Fisher going up. She's fouled. 2 shots coming up. Sellers and Brown-Turner look set to check back in. Cheyenne Sellers, again, 2 points away from 1,000. She only needed 12 come again. And if that's the last that we'll see of Bree McDaniel, fans recognizing her with some applause. Fisher pure on the first. And Emily Fisher going 2 for 2, and that is going to bring the lead all the way up to 21, highest in this game. Again, it was as low as 5 at one point there in the third. Harper to Layden. Back inside to Harper, and she remains dominant in the paint. There's Sellers. Could this be a possession to remember for her? She sits at 998 career points. Instead, she'll pass it out. Here's Briggs, a 3, hits it. That might be the dagger. 22-point lead for Maryland. Layden inside. Harper passing it out. Here's a 3, Layden back rim. Brown-Turner with the board. I believe that pass was tipped. Layden to Layden to Layden. Here's Terry. Her jumper, no good. And here's Cheyenne Sellers. Sellers to Fisher. She's open, why not? She'll miss it just off to the left. Terry back the other way. Here's Layden, dancing around, giving it over to her sister, and a foul there is called on Kubek. A lot of Layden in the game right now for Purdue.
Yeah, one of the 3 pairs of sisters on this Purdue team. You have the Laydens, the Harpers. We've seen Caitlin a lot on the floor. Her sister Elena, sophomore forward as well. And then you have the Reynolds sisters, who Maryland knows quite well. Mila Reynolds, who we saw a little bit in that first half, played on Maryland last year. And then her sister, Amaya Reynolds, was committed to Maryland and then flipped over her commitment to Purdue when Mila entered the transfer portal back in May.
I believe she's out for this one. I believe that's a foul on Jakia Brown-Turner. So just the second foul here on the Terps. Actually, make that just the first. No, I was right the first time. Should have stuck with my gut. That's foul number 2. Stat broadcast finicky today. Here's Terry. Takes a step in the paint, gives it off to Harper, and Harper scores again.
It's been her and Ellis a majority of this game, and then you had Lehman with those couple three-pointers. That's really been all Purdue's been able to put together offensively.
Here's Sellers, spinning around, putting it up and in. 1,000 for Cheyenne Sellers.
What a milestone for her. Just speaks a testament to what she means to this Maryland program.
A 3 at the other end is good there by Swanson. On the same day, Sellers goes for 1,000 points and 300 assists. Briggs just keeps trying and eventually earns a trip to the line. But that just shows how dynamic she is. That's really impressive to get 1,000 and 300 at the same day.
In year 3 with the program, being behind elite scorers. Katie Benson in her freshman season, and then last year Diamond Miller, Abby Myers. Not being the main option last year, becoming one of the main options this year, and just run away with the opportunity.
And Briggs gets them both. Maryland up to 80. And again, for Sellers this year, it's just as you said. She's got 5 assists here today, and she's done a great job distributing. She doesn't want the role to be of the face of the program to be her just scoring all the time. She wants that to mean in every facet of the game. This is Ellis dancing around. 5 to go in this one. She's got 7 seconds. Ellis passing it over. Stevenson opting to drive on Brown Turner. That's a foul. Stevenson will head to the line. So for Brown Turner, that's just foul number 2. So Stevenson at the line. She'll hit the first. Brown Turner with 18, and Bree McDaniel a career-high 23. And Maryland hangs on here. We will have a chat with her after this one. So stay tuned for that as Sellers is going to bring this across midcourt. Such a matchup nightmare, isn't Cheyenne Sellers, Nate? I mean, it can get hard to cover when you put a true point guard on her. This is Brown Turner. Off to Briggs. Briggs, a few dribbles, offensive foul, no basket. And Ellis did a good job of selling that one. The first Australian player ever to play for this Purdue team. It's a cool little fact there, and she's done a great job. I would think that they might want to recruit a few more, Nate. There's a long 3 put up there, no good. But Ellis gets it there in front of her own bench. She's fouled. That's foul number 5 on the Terps here. Ellis is going to miss the first. It's unlucky for her. Bounced all over the rim and out. She will get the second one to go, though. Cheyenne Sellers right in front of us. And she is going to cut inside and miss the jumper. We haven't seen her do that much, just a no-pass possession from Cheyenne. She certainly has the capability to just take over a game by doing so, but loves to get her teammates involved as it's going to go out of play.
Fisher's had a nice little afternoon for herself. Talked about how her role is diminished over the last few games, but putting together a nice performance as we get a couple subs for Maryland, Dumbuya and Bostock.
So Purdue basketball here. After a few subs have been brought in, I believe a timeout is going to be taken here from Katie Geralds with 3:47 to go. Maryland up. Briggs to Boya. That's a great pass inside. Oh my goodness. Summer Bostock gets it to go. And I'll tell you what, Nate, the last time that we saw how Boya throwing it around, we saw she is as good of a distributor as anybody else on this team. Here's McDaniel. She leads the team with 6 assists today. Working on Ellis. That's a dangerous pass there to Briggs, but it's going to stay with Maryland. You know, if you thought that the passing from Dumbuya was a fluke last time, she didn't take long to prove you wrong there, did she?
She looked like Chris Paul out there, if I remember correctly, Tyler. Another great pass from her.
A comparison of all time. Bostock inside to Dumbuya. That's another good pass to Fisher, who could not get it to go. Almost 2 assists in as many minutes there for Dumbuya. Jones is going to give that off. Here's a pass inside to Stevenson. Dancing around. That move does not work. There comes Briggs. Here's McDaniel. 23 points, shooting 50%. 4 of 6 from 3 as well. Here's Dumbuya. Gonna try to take it herself. She draws the foul. Gets a big cheer from the crowd, and let's see what she can do from the line.
It's been a while since Dumbuya saw the court. I believe the last time she appeared was that Towson game about a month ago. So she's not skipping a beat, having not played for the last month.
Yep, very young, just a freshman, but she's got a lot of really, really interesting tools. And she can iron out her game. Nate, I think that she has all the potential in the world. It's big for this Maryland team. The passing, the ability to use her size to her advantage in the paint, and this is important, the ability to knock down some free throws. But Monson there getting a bucket at the other end, because there's going to be teams, Nate, that the only way you can stop her is by fouling her, and if she can convert from the line, huge for her game.
And the more and more she gets into these conference games down the stretch, the more and more confidence that's going to build for her.
Yeah, that's a good get from Maryland. That really is. And every time that she comes into the game, the crowd loves her, and she really is fun to watch. I mean, some of the dimes that she has had this year have just been outrageous. It goes out of play, and it's going to stay with the Terps. 1:47 to go in this one.
And Tyler, you look at Maryland's bench as a whole. I mean, Bree McDaniel was the 6th woman off the bench to begin this season. Lavender Briggs started. Masonis was a starter to begin the year. Then Kubek saw a bigger role.
And McDaniel's going to add to her total. She's up to 25 and shooting over 50%. And it's almost an interception there by Fisher. Bouncing around and picked up there by Jones. Jones giving it up. This is Swanson all the way. Nice move. How about Sophie Swanson there, Nate?
She's had a couple good shots today, up to 8 points now, a couple triples earlier in the game.
Yeah, 2 for 3 from deep. Here's Dumbuya. No look pass. Briggs wasn't ready to shoot it. McDaniel is. She misses it short, though.
I saw that no-look pass coming from a mile away. I saw it developing.
I don't think Briggs was expecting it. It's not that that was a bad pass. That was perfectly placed. Here's Briggs, home run pass. She puts it up and in and one. The cherry on top of a great day for Maryland.
Let's take a second look at it. McDaniel.
That's her 7th assist that leads the team.
Man, what a day for Bree McDaniel at the office. Super excited for you to talk with her after the game. 25 points, 7 assists, also has 5 boards.
It's a ridiculous day.
It's about as good of a day as you can have, and a career day.
I
for
like
her.
this little pop-up here. Tonight, 25. What more needs to be said? I know all that other stuff is impressive, but just the 25 alone is outrageous. Here's Swanson giving it off. Jones, why not? She can't get that to go out of bounds on Purdue, and you got to think Maryland's just going to run this out.
And I believe that's like the third or fourth time this season alone that McDaniel has set a new career high in points. That was her career high coming in. She set just a couple days ago. So now to eclipse that with 25, what an accomplishment for the sophomore.
So Bree McDaniel, how fitting for her to dribble this thing out. And Maryland is going to go to 3-2 in conference play, a big-time home win for the Terps. They take it 88-66. What'd you like from the home team here today?
What a day it was for this Maryland group. Back and forth over the first 10 minutes in that first quarter. It was really anybody's game after that first quarter, but then Maryland really turned it on in the second quarter. Jakia Brown-Turner had a phenomenal first half with 16 points, finishes with a season high.